Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lisa Galloway with Beauty from Inside and Out, and I'm here to share a little bit about placement with contour and blush. Where you want to put that exactly so that you have more of a instant lift, facelift without surgery. Okay, if that sounds something like you need a few tips on, get one.
If you're here, then you woke up today. And that is a blessing. Don't take that for granted. Don't waste it.
Okay, guys, so let me pull my hair back just a smidge to get it off of my face. I think that sometimes it's difficult to go through that transition, I believe, when you have been putting on your blush, right, your makeup most of your life, when you start about those teenage years, and you're just doing it the same way into your 20s and maybe into your 30s, and then all of a sudden stuff starts to shift. Stuff starts to go south. And I'm going to show you kind of like a what to do and what not to do. And please just take this like all with a grain of salt. I mean, I have found that these are things that have been helpful for me when I see it and I've done it. And if I can just pass that along, that's what I want. That's what I love to do, to help you out just a smidge. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with contour. Okay, contouring doesn't have to be scary. First of all, let's just kind of get that out the way. Because I think that once you learn the technique that's right for you, you almost then don't want to not do it, because it will and it can give you that lift in your cheekbones that isn't naturally there anymore, right? So let's go ahead and start with that first, so that we then know from there, it'll be easier for you to see like where you can put your blush. I'm gonna focus my mirror here on this side so that I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so let's brush. I think having the right brush also is going to really be helpful. Perfect example is a brush that will have like this very specific shape to it, so that when you are placing that contour right there on that bone, on that brow, on that cheekbone, brow bone, on that cheekbone, you can feel it. Okay, I prefer to go on the bone versus under. Now you can, if that kind of helps you to just, you can feel where that's at, but if you bring it a little too far down, that's when then you'll get the whole, that's when you're not getting the effect that you want, which is to have the lift in the cheekbone. So let me show you on this side how it would look if you just placed it, let's say, under that bone. Okay, so here's the bone, right? And you can feel it, because if you push your finger in, you'll be able to see like right above the ear, you'll be able to feel like that indentation, and you know that that's the bone right there that you're trying to aim for. But let's say you are taking your contour and now you are placing that right there in the hollowness of that, right? And I'm going to show you when I'm looking directly at the camera, the difference in how the two will have your face, how it would shape your face, how it just drags down your face. So I want to make it very obvious. Sometimes it's kind of hard to do what you're not supposed to do. Does that make sense? So I'm really trying hard to like do this how I normally don't do this. Now, The other thing is also bringing in that contour too far down into the hollowness of your cheeks. There are so many different ways to do a contour, and it really depends on the shape of your face. Even with aging skin, naturally some people have high cheekbones, and yes, our frame of our face starts to shift. But if you have natural high cheekbones, you can get away with a lot more. But if you have a fuller like jaw line or puffier cheeks, then creating that illusion as far as how and where your contour is going to make a huge difference. Okay, so keeping the contour typically, normally, right outside, ending it right outside your eye is the best thing. Because if you bring it down, and again, this is the side that we're taking this side as a side of what not to do, right? So if, like, let's say I end up going past that eye, okay? I mean, that can look okay, and you may be like, it doesn't seem bad. I mean, it's a contour, right? A contour is just basically enhancing a natural shadow that's there. So let's say that that's the angle that you're placing your contour, okay? Now, if I go on the reverse side on this angle and I take the same brush, and instead of going and hitting it in the hollowness of my cheek, I just go on the cheekbone and then go upward with the brush, have that brush do like these upward flickers, okay? And keeping it right outside the eye. Now, if you look at my face, I'm looking directly, right? You can see that on this side, it's already looking flat and bringing everything downward. And our faces are already starting to do that normally. Gravity is just what's happening as we're aging. But if we can keep that contour on the cheekbone and flicking it upward and just making sure that it's not dropping below that indentation right where our cheek is at, keeping it right outside the outside of the eye, stopping there and not bringing it in closer, you automatically will have an illusion of a higher cheekbone. It's just going to automatically give you that upward look. And it allows someone that's looking at you to bring their eyesight up immediately. Okay, so let's go ahead and now try our blush, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and use, let's see, I'll use this really pretty color. It's called Rosewood. So let's try this, okay? Let's go with the side, again on this side. This is the side not to do. I don't want to say wrong side. I hate to like almost sound negative because but just to kind of give you the whole illusion. So I'm losing light. Okay. The magic of editing. It was like, it's just really a cloudy, rainy day here today. So going back to the blush, taking the blush. Now, what I want to try to avoid is getting the blush, which is how I used to wear my blush, was like kind of on the actual cheek and on the apple like of my cheeks, right? It was just like put it on the cheek and just kind of like feather that in. Now, again, this doesn't look horrible, okay? It's just really a matter of preference. but it's just the little tweaky things that you get to do that make the hugest difference. Just a slight little adjustment. Instead of placing like the blush all over, and some can do it and can pull it off, and if you can, by all means, rock that blush that way. But if you have higher cheekbones or a lot of the hollowness in that cheek, then the best thing is to keep that always upward. So let me show you now on this side. I'm taking the blush and I'm placing it actually like on the top of that cheek. And I am going to now, it's almost like on where the contour is, right? And I'm feathering that towards the back and a little onto even the temple, because that automatically brings the eyesight upward. So like splash the main first impression to your brush once you pick up the product on the tip of that cheekbone, and then just feather back and into like the temple, because this is going to bring again the eyesight up and the illusion of everything being upward. And then the same thing as far as not bringing it too far down your close to, there's a name actually for like these frown lines, but what you do is not put it too close to that, because immediately again we can already see that this is going down, right? Like, so we want to go ahead and keep it just underneath maybe like the pupil of your eye, but then feather it out, up, and into the temple. Now look what a difference that is. I mean, it's huge. You see this side looking very flat and downward, but this side is going up. So I think that those two things, as far as contouring and blush placement, can make a world of a difference when it comes to giving you an instant automatic lift to your face. And it's all about illusions, right? The same thing with like that contour and enhancing that natural shadow there. It's an okay. And just another I think tip when it comes to even just working with cream, if by any chance you do it that way, come back with your like foundation or your color corrector, and you can instantly remove and erase that coloring underneath because it's cream, and just remove that color that's coming too close to that fold of your mouth, and then just go back and bring that color back up like you did on the other side. And look what a difference that makes into how your makeup is looking now. Everything just kind of going upward. So I hope these tips help you. If you do end up trying it and you see a big difference and you're like, wow, that really did kind of help, leave it in the comments. I love to hear if that's what you're doing. And if you're doing something different, tell me what you're doing to go ahead and give you an instant lift to your face without having to go in there and have it surgically done, right? Okay, so that's it, guys. Don't forget to like this video if you found it informative. And don't forget to subscribe. I always am gonna have a video up here. Sometimes it's a long one, sometimes it's a little shorter one. In this case, it's really short. But every week I will have a video here. Share it with your friends, and I will see you in my next video.